What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about how I'm turning my life around as an unproductive 22-year-old, and although I'm not terrible, I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be, and I plan on doing this year through 4 simple steps. The first one being attitude, the next one being tools, then we have habits and books. And these are the 4 main categories I want to talk about in today's video that are hopefully going to transform me from where I am now, wasting a lot of my time and honestly a lot of my potential, to where I plan to be by the end of this year and accomplish all the goals that I have set for myself. The first one I want to start with is attitude, because I believe mindset is truly where it all starts, and at least what I've seen in my life is whenever I go into life with the right attitude, whatever my endeavor has been, I end up having a way better time or getting a way better outcome. But no matter what, along the way, the process is better, and one of the main ways in doing that is the first point, which is to be present. I say just be. Only focus on what you have to do right now. Clear your mind of all the things aside from what you currently have to accomplish. That leads right into the next point, which is that treat each item as if it's the only thing to do on your to-do list today. I learned this from one of my early mentors, and it's really helped me accomplish a lot more. Whenever you have so many things going on and there's like this giant goal to accomplish, then you feel like there's no way you can get all of it done. But it's like taking the one bite of the elephant. You just do the one thing you have to do next and treat it as if it's the only thing you have to do all day. And you'll be surprised how quickly you accomplish it, and then how fast you can move on to the next thing. After that, I have stop striving or trying so hard. Now that may sound counterintuitive, because you think if you want to do big things and you have big goals and you want to achieve a lot of amazing things, you'd have to like really try. But I've seen a lot of this in like Eastern culture, or I guess like the Tao Te Ching, for example. Like one finds true power when they stop striving. So you will find your peace and you'll find your power whenever you stop building this internal tension that's so tight of like, I have to do this, I have to complete this thing or accomplish this goal. And I'm speaking this, a lot of these are things that I've learned from myself, and this is a big one. I end up getting very, flustered in my mind, and I actually end up stalling and not doing the thing that I want to do anyways to get the outcome, because I just feel like there's just so much internal tension that I'm not completing the thing that I need to complete, and the things I have to do to get there are just so grandiose that I don't start. But taking the first little bite of the elephant, being focused and just being present, like do the one thing that's right in front of me, not stress and strive whenever I just do the one thing at a time. It just happens. And above all else, prioritize being, and being is just be here. Like, that's it. You only have right now to live. You can't live tomorrow. You can't live for next year. You can't live for whenever you do accomplish that goal. Like, you will only be alive right now today. So even me filming this video, I'm trying to be present. I want to be here. I want to remember this moment, because you're only alive in the present. So above all else, goals are to come, all the things to accomplish. Be here right now. Do things one at a time, but be present, because this is the only moment you ever get to be alive. That's part number 1. The second part of this is tools, and I only have a few things on here, but I'll go ahead and pop a few of them up on screen as I talk about them. The first one is the one-page business plan by Patrick Bet-David, and I love this. It has like 6 different categories. There's financial, family, business, health, personal development, and spiritual. And at the very top it says 20 blank the year of blank, and I currently have mine filled out as 2025 the year of focus. And it comes with 3 habits and 3 goals for each one of those 6 categories. And it's just a great way to not only have the goals that you want to accomplish, so like I know that I want to do this, 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 and this, but what is the habit that I'm going to do? What is the actual action that I'm going to do that's going to make sure that it happens? Because without the action behind it, that's why, I don't know what the number is, 96% or 92% of people who set their goals at the beginning of the year, New Year's resolutioners, they never follow through with it. For those people who go to the gym and have been going to the gym consistently for years, you'll see the people that come in every year between January and February, and by March, maybe April, 75 to 80% of them are gone. And every year I seem to forget about it, but whenever all the squat racks and all the benching machines, or all the whatever benches are gone, it's crazy to see how many people come in, but then also how many people just give up. So the habits are a great way to stick it into your brain and build a habit. Going back to, we'll touch on books later, but Atomic Habits by James Clear, great book. That talks about building it just into your subconscious mind, doing it without having to think about doing every single action. So the next tool that I have is reminders on this thing. I use the reminders on my phone all the time. They're super handy, and really, I mean, it's just like using these, just like having a Post-it note, which I also have those around here, literally film, video. But the reminders on my phone, they pop up at the time and date that I need them to. Super convenient, and yeah, I use them all the time. So highly recommend reminders on your phone. Whiteboard. I just recently got this for Christmas, actually, and I'm really excited to use it. I have a few things written out for this week, and from what I've done before, having had the desktop, or like whatever you call it, I don't know, the desk surface, the giant one you put on your desk that's paper. I've used one of those before, a big calendar like that, and I really enjoyed it. But I had my laptop and my mouse and everything sitting on top of it, so it was just very inconvenient to like have everything on my desk on top of it. So pretty much the same thing, but on the wall. I like that I can like visually see it and look at it and write on it and change it. I've used some other ones online, like Notion. It's a very popular one for people in the, I don't know, organization, life, self-help, betterment group. Notion's cool. I've used it on my phone and on my computer, but for me, it doesn't really work the best because I have to like go to the app or like go to the website to look at it every day, and it's just, I've never gotten it into my routine to look at it every day. So that is on my wall. It doesn't go anywhere, and reminders pop up on my phone. I look at my phone every day. So there you go. And check out Notion, because maybe it'll work for you. I'll link it down below. And then the next one is Do Not Disturb, which I currently have active on my phone right now. So Do Not Disturb, I actually have two different versions of this. I have Do Not Disturb, and then I also have Work, which whenever I put it on work mode, it even changes my background to a blue background, and I only have a select few people who can contact me. You can like choose which contacts you want that can call you or text you in that time frame. So I just have my emergency people, mom, dad, a couple best buddies if like it's an emergency and they need me. But even all the text messages are silenced, and only the phone calls from like my mom come through. So that is a great way to have that, you know, off to the side, away from me, where I can still have my phone around, because I love the idea of turn it off and put it away in a different room. But sometimes, you know, you need to respond to messages, and I actually often use my phone like for work things, texting about different things with work. So it doesn't always work that way, but having a nice little, you know, Do Not Disturb, or having your own one that you can create, which I have one for work, super handy. And I still try to keep it away, like on my bed or something. So if I get a phone call, then I'll respond to it then. But then the last one is app timers. And now talking about wanting to be better, stop wasting so much time. This was a big one because through the last couple months, for those of you who have been around the channel, you've known that I dealt with like some anxiety this last year, and quite crippling actually. So I spent a lot of time sitting inside doing nothing and just trying to feel better every day. But in that time, I picked up some bad habits of just a lot of screen time. I just spent a lot of my time watching YouTube or Netflix or scrolling on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, you know, mindless crap was just infecting my brain. And using the app timers has been a really good way to stop using them so much, because it becomes a habit whenever you just, you know, you sit down on your bed, you open your phone, you open up Instagram, you sit down at your desk, you're about to do some work, but then you just happen to pop up in Snapchat, and next thing you know, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by, and you've just responded to a couple people and scrolled through some random crap. Using app timers, I have them set to 15 minutes, and that's literally just so I can post like on Instagram. That gives me enough time to like make a post on Instagram. 15 minutes is enough time to respond to a friend or two on Snapchat every day, and then it shuts off and I don't use the app anymore. So that's super useful and has helped me save a lot of time like wasted on, you know, social media, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. The third category is habits, and now to go back to that one-page business plan from the tools used before, I have a lot of them listed there, but I have two main ones, or really three total here, that are just like the most important that I've realized. If you have a million things to do, you won't do all of them. So my three big habits for the year are to exercise, and that's at least 4 times a week, which I've been doing up until this last couple weeks of being sick and holiday, 6 to 7 days a week, and I plan to continue to do it that way. Read every day. That's a great way to not only substitute the time that I was wasting it on whatever social media I was on or whatever YouTube video I was watching, but I also find that reading helps me focus longer. It draws out my attention span a lot more. If I spend an hour or two a day reading versus an hour or two a day on Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube or Reddit, like doing anything else that's not reading, I feel that I can actually sit down and focus on anything else work-wise for a lot longer without being as easily distracted. But then the most important one is to only do 10 minutes of work. And that sounds super stupid, to put it simply. Like, I'm going to accomplish a lot of things this year. I only have to do 10 minutes of work a day. But I saw this really good video, and it resonated with me a lot in the last few months, which was your action threshold and to get started with work. And I've had this goal of working 4 hours a day minimum on a new business that I started last year, and I can't say that I've held up to that completely for the last few months. I've had days where I do 4 or 5 or 6 hours, and most days it might be 1 or 2, or other days it's 3, and some days it's 0, and other days it's 2. But it hasn't been consistent. But what I've realized is it's not actually the fact that I don't have 4 hours a day. I definitely do. I absolutely have 4 hours a day that I could allocate to it. Honestly, more. But it's about the idea of once I sit down, I have to do it for 4 hours, and then there comes well, maybe I should wash the dishes, or maybe I could do some laundry, or I'll sit down and work for a few minutes, but I completely forgot I was supposed to do that one thing, and then you get sidetracked and you don't get back around to it. But whenever I wake up in the morning, if I sit down at my desk and only do 10 minutes of work, the action threshold of looking at the time, saying, okay, it's 8:15, if I just have to work until 8:25, and then if I want to get up and go make some breakfast or whatever, I can. But just doing those 10 minutes makes it to where I sit down, get started on something, and 10 times out of 10, like literally never do I only do 10 minutes, I continue to do way more work. Like, I sit down for the next 40, 50, hour and a half, and then I may go get some food, and I'm like, man, I've already got the ball rolling, so I might as well just jump back into it. And then next thing you know, it's an hour and 50 minutes, and then it's 3 hours, and then awesome, I completed a bunch of stuff that I need to complete, and I'm super happy with my week's output, and that just goes from day to day to day. But just doing 10 minutes of work every morning has completely changed how I am able to get work done, because it's gotten rid of that, as we talked about earlier, the striving, trying really hard, giant goal. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much to do, to like, just do 10 minutes on the one very most important thing, which, what is that number one most important thing? Should have those listed. Boom. All right, do 10 minutes of just that. Boom, get started, and the next thing you know, you're working down the whole list. So those are my 3 main habits for the year, and I think they're gonna really serve me well. And finally, the last topic that I have for the video is just books. A couple books that I want to share, and also that I've currently been reading myself. I already mentioned one earlier, The Atomic Habits. I have that over there on my nightstand. And other than that, I want to also reference the Tao Te Ching from Lao Tzu. Great book. I've read through it a multitude of times, not like cover to cover, but just plucked through. It has a lot of just really good ancient wisdoms, and I really like them, and they're really good. So check that out. And then the one that I've been reading recently, I'm actually rereading it. I read it once about 2 years ago, but I believe I'm in a better opportunity now mentally to digest the information that's in the book. So Retire Young and Retire Rich, and this is really just about building the mentality to understand opportunity, and it's putting myself in a position to see opportunity in everything around me, and teaching me some things along the way. So really enjoy that. And then same with Think and Grow Rich. It's a mindset book. It's one that is, I guess, also motivating, but also gives you practical things to accomplish your goals. Like one of the ones, I literally have it right here. It's on my desk here on a Post-it note, and it just says, like, I will have blank by blank, I will sacrifice blank to achieve blank. And you fill in those things, and mine is about having a set amount of money in my bank account by June 30th, and I will replace my leisure time with work on my business and social media. So my goals, it gives you like a one sentence, you say it out loud, this is what I'm doing, and it makes it more concrete whenever you can put it into like one simple sentence with the actual numbers, the actual deadline. It makes it more real than these very ambiguous just goals like I want a six-pack, or I want to make 100 grand this year, or I want to whatever. Input the thing you want here. But whenever you actually have a date set, you have a number to hit, you can kind of set out your metric a little better. And I don't know, I've read it every day. It says in the book to read it every day whenever you wake up and every day when you go to bed. I can't say I do that, but I do read it pretty much every day. And if I could say anything, in the last few weeks it's been on my desk, I feel a lot more motivated when I'm sitting here to work on the things that I need to, more than just go on my phone and waste my time, because I'm like, oh snap, I have something to achieve, I have a goal, I have the time, like the time frame, I need to get working on it. So I hope at least something in this video was of use to you. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe or like or comment or anything. I plan to continue to work on my YouTube a lot here this year. I'm actually also branching out to Instagram and TikTok. Both of those are LifeWithLeviYT, if you want to go follow those as well. But look out for a lot more content coming up here in the foreseeable year. I want to try to niche down again, and I believe what I want to do is share this type of stuff, the things that I love to talk about, the things that I love to work on, which is self-improvement, bettering myself, bettering those around me, improving my life, gym stuff, rock climbing. I love rock climbing. But that and a multitude of other things. But all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you for sticking around with me for however long this ended up being. And if you did find something useful, then please share it with someone else, and maybe they can find something useful as well. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I love each and every single one of you. Peace.